a new story and you've thought through some of these things, like you know what the big idea is of your story, what the topic's going to be, whether it's going to be like self control, like I'm writing about, or maybe friendship. You've thought about your characters and what they struggle with, and you've probably started thinking about the setting. The big thing to remember is if there's no struggle, there's no story. So today we're going to take that and think about the different parts or scenes of your story and try to get those so they kind of play like a movie in our minds. Let me show you how I work through planning my story. So here's the page I was working on, and I was really struggling with the struggle. Like trying to figure out, so what if one of my characters does what he wants when he wants? And so in the blue, I began thinking about what does this cause the character to struggle with? Now, my ideas were still really fuzzy at this point, and so I pushed myself just to write about why it's important to have self control. And I wrote, it's important to have self control so others know you care about them. Life is better with friends than always getting what you want when you want. So now at this point, I'm still pretty fuzzy about what the scenes are going to be for my story. And so I decided to use a strategy that I know you're familiar with as readers, and that's the somebody wanted but so. When we think through a story from that lens, somebody wanted but so, we can really kind of sum it up and figure out the true heart of the story or the gist of the story. Well, as writers, we need to know the gist of our story also. So we can use the same strategy, somebody wanted but so, to figure out the gist of our story. And that's what I did in my notebook. Let me show you. All right, so at the top of my notebook, I just write my fuzzy thinking. My characters need to do something that they want when they want and miss out on something else because of it. And then I set up the somebody wanted but so and just started filling it out. The cat wanted new yo-yo strings, but the turtle wasn't ready to leave because he was slow getting around. So the cat got mad and went without him. But here's the thing, I can't stop there because I don't have a whole story. So I'm going to repeat that, but so. And I did it. But the deal was for a buddy coupon. So the cat tried to make a new friend. And now I'm going to repeat it again. But no one wanted to be buddies with the cat because he only thought of himself. So the cat didn't get yo-yo strings and the turtle arrives too late since the cat took out without him. All right, now if you could actually have been watching me as I made that, you would see that although it looked really simple, it was hard work. I really had no idea what was going to happen next. I didn't have the story laid out in my mind. And I think sometimes the mistake we make is thinking that in order to write a story, we have to know. That writers just figure it all out in their brains and voila, there's a beautiful story. But what actually happens is writers have learned to live with the unknown. And for me, I know that when I put things down in my notebook, then the story becomes more clear. So even after this list of using the strategy of somebody wanted but so, and then repeating but so, I still wasn't real clear on the parts or the scenes. But really, I need to push forward. And so I went ahead and I got a storyboard and I began thinking through the scenes. I'm going to go ahead and show you my storyboard. It's complete, but it did take a while to think through the different scenes. All right, so in order to do this, you're going to grab a storyboard. And for my first scene, I just started to think about what I need. And I need the two characters. So I drew Turtle, and of course I added a yo-yo string with him. And then I drew Cat. I put a yo-yo on Cat, and then I decided that Cat's going to be the one with the coupon. Cat's going to be the one to learn the lesson. So I drew my coupon, and then I began thinking, like, what is it that Cat really, really wants? And Cat, deep in his heart, he wants to be a yo-yo master. And so these ultimate yo-yo strings would completely be something that he wants, which is what I need. I need Cat to want something. And so I wrote about the coupon, helping me figure out what that first scene is going to be like. This is what the work's going to look like today. You're going to think through and then what the next scene is and the next scene. You only want 3 to 6 scenes for your stories. Here's what my final storyboard looks like. Now, guys, you have to know that I had no idea how the story was going to unfold. It was just that working through the unknown in order to get to something at the end. You have a copy of my storyboard in your classroom if you want to look at it in order to be inspired for your own. Today, take the time to figure out the different parts of your story. And don't be afraid to keep working even if you're not sure how the story is going to unfold. Happy writing, everyone.